Hi, how's everybody doing today? I haven't had a chance to make any videos lately, so I decided I would do a quick video on doing a repair to my car of the camber caster plates. I'm going to go over the pieces and the order that they go in so you can check out how I have my car set up. Alright, we'll start with the, I have a coilover set up on my car, and we'll just start right at the beginning. Right here we have the shock or the strut assembly. A lot of people call them different things. I have a tendency to call them a strut assembly. But right here you have the shock. Then you'll go into the adjuster here, and then you'll go into the coilover itself, the spring. Okay. And then after the spring, you'll have a bearing plate that sits on the spring. This is what that looks like. And then on top of the bearing plate, you have a washer, a shim, or a race, if you want to call it. A couple different things. And that sits right on top. After that, you have a specially shaped spacer, which you usually get with a coilover setup. It looks like that. That's going to sit on top of the bearing, like that. Make sure you have your race in there. And then on top of that, this is the spacer that my car is currently using. Looks something like that. And it's going to sit on top. After the spacer, I have a washer installed. There's going to be a couple different ways that you can do this. I'll go over that in a second. But mine goes from a spacer to a washer. This is what that looks like. And then that's when it's going to go through the caster camber plate. This is just a caster plate. This is the old plate. I'm going to actually show you why I fixed it. I had a bad bushing that was blown out pretty bad, so I had to get some new stuff. So this washer is going to used to sit under here, but that washer would sit like this. Then once you get it through the caster camber plate, you're going to have another washer here. Then you're going to have your nut, like that. Now, there are variances in the spacers that you use, and the washers that you use. Usually your camber caster kit is going to give you different sizes, which is right here. This is a bigger spacer. This bigger spacer usually goes on the bottom. Some people might substitute this bigger spacer for this washer and this spacer. It ends up actually being about the same when you look at them. So that's about that. That's what I'm using. And then that's the variance. This is a bigger spacer. And then on top, instead of having a washer like I have, because these are for the bushings, other people will have this, depending on the type of bushing that's in your camber caster plate. That's here. I'll show you the difference, the size comparisons. So this is the bigger one, the small one. Now, it's going to depend on whether or not you have a coilover or a stock style shock assembly. I've already put together my car with this spacer and this washer. I basically just pretended that that mine have bushings, and it works. I just checked it out. So I'll go over what it looks like on the car. This is the camber caster plate that hasn't had the strut put through yet. That's got the adjustability. Now sometimes when you put these in, you'll have to drill an extra hole. I'm going to go over that real quick. Some of the tools that you're going to need to do that are a 24mm wrench. Let's see if I can get a shot of that. 24. That's going to be for the nuts here. That's on the strut assembly, or the shock, whatever you want to call them. 13/16 is the size that I needed for this part here, like that. You're going to need various sizes drill bits. I started off with a small bit, made my pilot hole, Then I finished it up with a bigger bit. You're going to want to match your bit to the size of the bolt that's on the 4-bolt caster plate for the bottom plate that goes up through. I had to do a little bit of reaming, so I'll show you that I used a file to do that. And I had another bit on a drill, one of these carbide bits. I did a little bit of reaming to get it to fit. Also, another quick tip is I have a little bit of oil here for when I was doing my drilling to lubricate the drill bits. That worked out really well. I have a pick here just so if I needed to grab anything, I had it laying around. Go back to the camber caster plates real quick. I'll show you the other side on how it looks with the strut going through. With the way the design is, a lot of times you'll use that other spacer, but I just used the washers and pretended I had bushings, and everything fits right. And it also, I had to make sure that it'll clear the hood when the hood comes down. So make sure you check your hood clearance before you slam your hood, because you could damage your hood. That's pretty much how my car's set up. Like I said, I want to just go over a couple more things. When you put these on, there's a little bit of an adjustment underneath the plate itself that you might have to make to get the plate in the right spot. I could see somebody making a wrong move or drilling the hole wrong and having a problem with where the plate sits. So you might have to figure that out, or make sure you drill the hole in the right spot. There is usually directions for you to do that. Also, if you're not getting enough camber adjustment out of this type of camber caster plate, you can actually take this piece over here and flip it to the other side of the car. Put it on the other side, and that's why there's this extra bolt. And then you'll get your more adjustment the other way, because it pretty much will sit and it'll max out. I'm not sure if there's anything else I want to go over today. Just remember, when you go to actually finally have the alignment done, just remember he may, or whoever does the alignment, may have to actually remove these plates and make an adjustment to where they're sitting if the bolt isn't sitting right or wasn't drilled properly. They might have to hog out the hole a little bit more to get the angles right, or they'll have to flip your plates around. I haven't done the alignment on my car yet. Obviously it's not put back together, but I'll know if I have to make an adjustment to where this plate sits, and then I could do that. But I have to just get them in the car and ready to go. And I just kind of just self-centered the whole plate as good as I could right in the middle of this hole so far, just so I can drive the car to get it on the alignment rack. But that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. If you have any questions, just please comment or post up. Thank you.